Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be breaking down the NHL DFS slate for Thursday, April 27th. We got ourselves a 3-game slate here tonight where I'm going to go through a couple of my favorite line stacks, some of my favorite individual plays, and some of my favorite value plays, and then we'll wrap up today's video talking a little prize picks. With that being said, let's dive into my spreadsheet here. And we're going to kick things off here like we always do in the top left-hand corner with those highest implied game totals. We got the Lightning at Leafs coming in at 6.5, Jets at Golden Knights at 6 goals even, Rags at Devils coming in at 5.5, and then take a look down here at the Vegas odds, where you can see the Golden Knights, Maple Leafs, and Devils are all favored to win here tonight. And then here's a quick schedule update, a video here today and tomorrow breaking down each one of those NHL DFS slates, and then hoping to get episode 3 of Mulligan Masters out here this weekend. Weather's been a little dicey here in Denver as of late, but hoping to play on Friday and get some content out for you guys here this weekend, but that is to be determined. With that being said, let's dive into a couple of line stacks that I like here for tonight, starting with that first line for the Tampa Bay Lightning. We got point centering Stamkos and Kucherov. Look, it's do or die tonight for the Tampa Bay Lightning, down 1-3 in this series against the Toronto Maple Leafs. You got to expect this first line to bring it. They're going to play big minutes and really should play in all offensive scenarios that give them a chance to get on the score sheet. And no time to beat around the bush here if you're the Tampa Bay Lightning. Get your best players on the ice as much as possible. And it's a strongly correlated line stack as well, with all three of these guys playing up on the #1 power play, which has been pretty damn good in this series against Toronto, scoring at damn near a 29.5% rate. And then a cheaper line stack that I like here tonight is that third line for the Vegas Golden Knights. We got Stevenson centering Howden and Stone. Now, we've seen Stevenson and Stone play together in every game so far in this series against the Winnipeg Jets, but Howden moved with these guys in game 2, and over the last 3 games, these three have played very well together, having combined for 6 goals, 8 assists, 14 points in those 3 games, damn near averaging 5 points per game. Now, Howden does not play on the power play, the first or the second, but he's the bare minimum price there at $2,500, and he's playing some really solid minutes with these guys 5-on-5, so I think it's easy to justify him. And then the bonus here is you do get Stevenson and Stone, albeit they play on the third line. They play on the #1 power play, so I really like this line stack here, not only because it's very affordable, but because they played very well together here in their last 3 games, and Stevenson and Stone being on the #1 power play just gives it a little extra bonus. Now, folks, before we dive into some of my favorite individual plays here, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. And as I've mentioned here, really over the last week and a half, I'm starting to try and build a brand here under the GriffDogg channel. I do have some changes coming your way on this channel. Not going to dive into those here today, but one of the new things we started doing here was adding some new content. Yes, it's more on the entertainment side of things, but still sports related. We added this series called Mulligan Masters, me and 2 of my good buddies, hoping to add a 4th here this weekend when we play. But if you could go show this video here some love, and really just this playlist in general, I truly would appreciate that. The faster I can build this brand, the more content I can get out to you guys. So go to this video here, like it, leave a comment, and watch through it if you can. Again, I truly would appreciate that. Alright, now diving into some of my favorite individual plays here, we're going to kick it off with the forwards. First guy I got there is Chris Kreider of the New York Rangers. Like the price here at $6,100, considering he plays on the first line in #1 power play and has shown some really nice upside in this series, particularly on the power play. You can see here so far through 4 games, he's put up 5 goals, 1 assist, 6 points, and 4 of those goals have come on the power play. Now, if you actually look at the entire playoffs right now, Kreider is second in expected goals behind Tyler Seguin and just above Nathan MacKinnon, so the chances and opportunity have definitely been there for him. So again, I like him at this price here, $6,100. I then got Nico Hischier there of the New Jersey Devils, and I'm actually going to highlight Jesper Bratt at the same time. Both those guys playing together on the first line in #1 power play. You could add in Timo Meier here as well. He does play on the first line with those guys, but I don't love that he was demoted to the #2 power play yesterday in practice. That very well could change mid-game, but for what it's worth, Hischier and Bratt are also cheaper than him as well, so I kind of like doing a little mini stack there. Now, Hischier and Bratt have only combined for 5 assists in this series through 4 games against the Rangers. However, their first line has played very well 5-on-5. They rank 3rd in terms of offensive lines in the playoffs right now in expected goals per 60 minutes. The goals really just haven't come so far, but there should be some positive regression coming their way. And they rank 8th here in Corsi percentage as well throughout the playoffs. So I like the price here. It's a tough matchup going against Igor Shesterkin, I understand that, but it would be a nice little contrarian play on this 3-game slate, again, considering the price and upside that they do have. Now, popping back up there to Ryan O'Reilly of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Look, I kind of mentioned this in the notes off to the right-hand side. We need to find ways to make our lineups unique on these 3-game slates, especially when it comes to tournaments and GPPs. One of the ways you can do that is doing full team stacks. Stack up a game or do a full power play stack. One of the lineups that I actually built last night was targeting the number 1 power play for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but I wanted to highlight Ryan O'Reilly here at $5,000. If you're still playing cash games, he looks really nice here at this price. Yeah, he's down on the 3rd line, but playing up on that number 1 power play and truly has been great in this series against the Tampa Bay Lightning with 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points so far in this series through just 4 games, damn near averaging 2 points per game. And then I got Riley Smith there of the Vegas Golden Knights. Really 3 different ways that we could play Riley Smith. I think at this price here, $4,500, he makes for a fine one-off play in your cash lineup. You could do a little mini stack with him and William Karlsson on that 2nd line, or target him on the number 1 power play for Vegas, which hasn't been great so far in this series against Winnipeg, but there's still a lot of offensive upside and talent on that number 1 power play. He's 4th on the team so far in this series in expected goals, 2nd on the team in shots on goal, and while he has just 2 assists in this series, he is certainly capable of getting 20, even 25 plus DraftKings points, meeting 4-5x value at this price. Now, moving over here to the defensemen, and there's really not a lot of value in the 2 to 3K range here tonight. I got some honorable mentions there listed in the notes off to the right-hand side, but overall, I would like to spend above 4K tonight at this position. For guys who play on their team's number 1 power play, again, sticking with the same theory there, stacking them up with forwards on the same power play. We got Pietrangelo there of the Vegas Golden Knights, Mikhail Sergachev of the Tampa Bay Lightning, Morgan Rielly of the Toronto Maple Leafs, who's been fantastic in this series, could easily be priced in the 5K range, and then Neil Pionk is filling in right now for Josh Morrissey on the number 1 power play for the Winnipeg Jets, which has actually been very good in this series. Really one of the only few bright spots for the Winnipeg Jets so far through 4 games. But again, I do got some honorable mentions there if you're looking to save some money at the defenseman position. I think those guys are viable. They have shown some really nice upside, but maybe not the most consistent. And then I got a couple of goaltenders there for you. Now, for starters, my favorite game to target is that game between the Rangers and Devils. If you want to go with Schmidt of the New Jersey Devils, who's looked very good in his first 2 playoff starts, I have no problem with that. He's $7,800. I already built the lineup with him just last night. But I figured Laurent Brossoit here is probably the safest goalie play, or more likely to get the W here tonight compared to these other goaltenders. Vegas has pretty much dominated this series against the Winnipeg Jets, plus the Jets are going to be missing both Scheifele and Morrissey tonight. So Brossoit here, $8,500. He's expensive for sure, but again, most likely to secure a W. He's only actually had 1 loss in regulation in his 14 starts this year, so that's kind of been a common theme for him. And then Igor Shesterkin, like I said, if you want to go with Schmidt here, I have no problem with that. But Shesty was great to finish the regular season, and he's been great in these playoffs so far, allowing just 6 goals so far through 4 games, and no more than 2 goals in any one of those games. And as always, going to wrap up the spreadsheet here with 3 low-priced options or sub-4K forward plays. First guy I got there is William Karlsson of the Vegas Golden Knights, who I kind of name-dropped earlier when talking about Riley Smith, being that they play together on that 2nd line. Karlsson also plays on the number 2 power play, has played very well in this series so far against Winnipeg with 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points through 4 games, and actually leads this Vegas team in expected goals. Next is Erik Haula of the New Jersey Devils, plays on the 2nd line in number 2 power play, just 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points in 4 games so far against the Rangers, but he's definitely someone that has 20 plus DraftKings point upside. Played very well to wrap up the regular season. You can see there in his last 10 games, 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points, averaging over 10 DraftKings points per game. And then Matthew Knies there, this is purely an opportunity play for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He is on that second line right now with Tavares and Marner. He's also playing on the number 2 power play, and he has just 2 assists so far in 6 NHL games, but again, considering the price here at $2,600, I think it's a solid opportunity play. And then to wrap up this video here, want to talk a little prize picks with you guys. I got 2 picks that are sticking out to me here right away on Thursday morning. Braden Point over 2.5 shots on goal. I wouldn't be surprised if that gets bumped up to 3.0 at some point here today. And then Riley Smith of the Vegas Golden Knights, I'm going to take the over at 2.0. He's hit that number in every single game so far. Not someone who's a massive volume shooter, 15 shot attempts through 4 games so far, but he's hit the over at 2.0. He's had 3, 3, 2, and 5 in this series. So those are my 2 favorite picks here as of Thursday morning. But you guys know my plan of attack here. I'm going to go through all these picks once they finally come out, let you know my final picks in a comment below on this video. I'll be sure to pin that comment as well. And don't forget, I post all of my picks in my Discord channel too, and if you want to join that, there's a link to do so in the description below. Now, for those of you who have not signed up for Prize Picks yet, but you want to get in on this action, I got a promo code that you should definitely take advantage of. When you're signing up, use my promo code GRIFF. GRIFF, and Prize Picks is going to give you all the way up to a $100 match deposit. Now, you don't have to put $100 in either. If you want to put in $50, they'll match that. You want to put in $10, they will match that too. Again, they'll match anything up to $100 as long as you use my promo code GRIFF. GRIFF upon signing up. Alright everyone, that's going to wrap up this video here for today. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's have ourselves a great day here, folks. Let's win some money on this 3-game slate. In the meantime, I'm out of here.